Hey everyone, welcome to RyanClouseMusic, a channel dedicated to all things Catholic music life. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways that you can improve your music at your church today. So we all know how important music can be at Mass. It's obviously not the most important thing, but it's up there. Music drives our emotions. It can help get us in that ready state to receive the Eucharist, and it can send us out on fire to spread God's message of love. Or, on the other hand, it can completely pull us out of Mass, and we can just be over it. So we gotta bring our A game. How do we do that though? There's so many different ways, but today I'm gonna give you 3. So let's dig in. Number 1 is to get off the page.
Get off the
page. So I think what often holds us back from creating that great musical experience is quite literally the music that's right in front of us. We often get so stuck in this world of our music that we don't take a moment to look around and realize that there's a Mass happening around us. So how does that work in practice? Let's look at the offertory hymn, for instance. Say we played the most gorgeous offertory hymn that you've ever heard in your life, but we finished it and the rite was still happening. Well, in that moment, for that Mass, we failed our job as a choir because we needed to continue singing until the priest washed his hands and they were done. So what do I need to do as a director to fix that? So even if we planned it and I can tell that it wasn't going to make it all the way, I need to figure out a way. Let's repeat a refrain. Let's repeat a verse and refrain. Let's do an instrumental. Let's have the pianist play quietly. Whatever it needs to be, we got to make it happen somehow. But I'm not going to be able to do that as a director unless I get my eyes off that page, get my head out of the music, and see what's going on in the Mass. Now, that can help our choir members as well. If you are not looking at the director, you're not going to see what's happening in that moment. You say, well, this is the way we practiced it, so the song's over. Well, sorry, we called an audible. The other goal of playing music at the Mass is to help the congregation sing, help them participate in Mass. And it's sure going to be a lot easier for them to sing if they're looking out at the choir and they're all smiling and they're singing and it looks like they're having a good time instead of with all their binders in their faces, right? Our instrumentalists also, you're going to be able to create those moments amongst one another if you can help. If you know that piece, you'll be able to just kind of make things happen. But if you're stuck to the page, if you're stuck to what's happening in your little world, you're not going to hear it, you're not going to see it, you're not going to feel it. All right, number 2 is to sing, to play, to direct with emotion and passion, no matter what you do. You could have any experience and skill level, it doesn't matter, but if you bring that emotion and passion in what you do, that's going to cut through the most. So bring that emotion. Even if you find that your skill level isn't great, if you bring that passion and that excitement and that energy in the Mass and outside of the Mass, in your planning, in your preparation, you'll find that you will get better much quicker. I think we have to create those emotional moments for the congregation now. But the way to do that is to think like an orchestra. You don't have when you're playing a symphony, you don't have the orchestra playing full blast every single instrument at all times. Instead, you create this roller coaster effect where you might start out super quiet and you grow into something huge, and then maybe you end with a whisper, or maybe the complete opposite of that. You create this wave that people can ride. How do you do that with what you have at your choirs? Maybe you have a bass player, a drummer, a pianist, a couple guitarists. In that case, maybe don't have the drums and the bass come in at the beginning. Maybe just start with piano, maybe just start with guitar. Have them come in and then maybe end quietly, or have them all come in, but then at verse 2, go down to just guitar or just bass and drums. And sometimes your instrumentalists have to check their egos at the door because everyone might want to play at all times. But if you're the tuba player in the band, I'm sorry, you're going to be counting rests for days. You got to learn that it's not about you. You got to learn that we're creating a whole I'm a part of a whole, just like we're all parts of the body of Christ. Our music can be that same thing if we all realize that we are equally important, even if I'm not playing at this moment. So sometimes you got to be able to explain it to them that way, that I'm sorry you're not playing for 3/4 of the song, but when you do play, it's going to be super important. Believe me. And number 3 is to not be afraid to create your own arrangements, to take leniencies with the chord charts, with the roadmaps of the song, or even the tempos of the song.
Not quite my tempo. It's all good. No worries. Here we go.
We all have amazing, unique, individual personalities. And if we can take a boring, stale lead sheet and throw some of that personality into it, it's going to bring it to new life. So some ways that you can do that are, what I like to do is add color to chords. Now, you might need a little bit of music theory to get here, but even if you don't have it, basically take a boring major chord and start adding notes to it that are in the scale and see what sounds good to you, see what doesn't sound good. And you're going to start to find certain combinations, certain patterns that you like, and it's going to help bring your chords, give them new life and what we call color. Now, if you do know music theory, basically just adding sus2 chords, sus4 chords, add 9 chords, 7th chords, even upper extensions, or reharmonizing the piece entirely. A lot of these songs are so well written that the melodies are going to hold up to a lot of restructuring and reharmonization. So don't be afraid to go crazy with it. What I like to do as well is to rethink the tempo. You know, sometimes there's a song that we normally play fast. Maybe during Lent, we'll play it slowly and allow people to hear those lyrics, see them in a new light in this different season. You can also create your own intros, create your own endings, create tag endings. Just make the song your own, really. But it's really important that no matter what you do, you try to leave the melody as intact as possible, because no matter what we do, we need to keep engaging the congregation and making sure that they're involved and they're participating. That's one of the goals of us singing at Mass. So restructure the song all you want, but leave that melody alone. And above all else, just have fun with it. Again, add your personality, add your own touch, your own flair, and the music is going to come alive.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
All right, I really hope you enjoyed that and that it's going to help you in your particular music ministry. Don't forget to subscribe, like, do all the things, and follow me on all my social media at RyanClouseMusic. And as always, let's go out and spread God's love and joy in all that we do, especially our music. See you next time.